Hello and welcome back, my ownership babes. Do you believe that most Americans have a stockpile of cash? Well, here's the fact. Most of them are borrowing against their 401k. See, what they're doing is they are looking as if they are winning financially on the outside. And if you are the one that are investing really early and you are buying really fast in order to accumulate wealth, well, I don't want you to miss an important component, which is cash flow and cash reserves. Let's talk about it. See, let's talk about the numbers. As a retired accountant, that's the only way I know how to talk is from my truth, from my higher power, and from the numbers, which I am skilled and trained and an expert at. So the numbers say statistically that 40% of the Americans only have 10,000 or less saved for retirement. That is absolutely concerning. And then those nearing retirement, the medium saved is about 90,000. That is even more alarming to me. And then the quarter of Americans that are working, they're actually borrowing against their 401k. And they're not borrowing just to invest. See, they are borrowing to pay their everyday bills and expenses. And that tells me as a trained accountant that what's happening is there's no cash buffer. There's no cash reserves. See, people are buying assets. They're buying homes. They're investing a little too early, retiring early. So maybe you might say they are asset heavy, but they are cash poor, which is causing a day-to-day problem. And people are not able to meet their everyday expenses. And I just believe that one of the things that I learned in corporate America, I would say a huge lesson from these profitable companies was that having a reserve was so important. See, when businesses have a cash reserve, they are preparing to weather any type of storm or financial storm that they may have in their business or in their company. See, and if you think about it, if a corporation, if it's important for them to have a cash reserve, then why is it not for the average American? See, why are most Americans missing this component, which is having an adequate amount of cash, being cash heavy? See, when I stepped into corporate America, I stepped in with a vision and I stepped out completing that vision. And that vision was to walk away debt free, cash heavy, and invest it in my future. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for most Americans. See, I want these numbers to change because we should have more saved for retirement. But if you are borrowing against it every time you have to meet an everyday expense, then I know you are not cash heavy. And I don't care what they're saying on the internet. It doesn't matter what they're saying in the financial world. You have to be cash heavy. Cash is still king, but in my case, queen. It is so important to have cash. Don't let anyone tell you it is not. I understand that you may not make a lot of money on that cash, but you need liquid cash for emergency. If your emergency cash is tied up in your investments, then that's a problem. You know, I even read that a lot of people, everything we've had, this is an era where we've had the most, millionaires being created, but most of them are actually, most of their money is tied up in their home or in their retirement. So they still have a problem because they're not able to meet everyday expenses. But having that cash reserve, that buffer, just like these corporations, it allows you to truly not look like you're winning, but you will be winning. So I challenge you, look at your finances, put together a cash reserve that's unique to your situation. Our situations are different. I understand. I am totally debt free, mortgage free. So my cash reserve need may look different than yours, but figure it out. Get with your advisor or get with yourself. If you're like me and you are your advisor, then get with your numbers, your budget, your financial vision, and figure it out. And if you haven't enjoyed this segment and you've stayed to the end, well, I just want to say thank you if you did. And then hopefully you will come back to the next one. And if you like what you heard, make sure you share or subscribe to this channel. If you are an existing subscriber, thank you for being here. I will see you soon. Hasta luego.